I see you have a book with you.
I do.
It is about, it's called The Art of Hypnosis.
Yeah.
And so I asked Kevin, I go, it looks like you're trying to learn how to hypnotize people. He said he's getting into erotic hypnotism, which really does seem to blur some lines when it comes to consent.
Yeah, well, here is what I've learned. There's an episode of Risk called Kevin Goes to Kink Camp where I go to this kink camp and take a bunch of workshops on a bunch of different kinds of BDSM play.
Right.
And the next year I went, there was an erotic hypnosis workshop. And I was so, whenever you go to those like stage shows or any sort of hypnosis workshop, you're always like, they planted people here, right?
Right.
You know? But what's weird is that now that I've taken a couple of these things, I see that they'll be doing inductions with someone on in front of the rest of the room, and someone else in the room who was just attending randomly will slump over in their chair just because some people are especially prone or
susceptible.
I wish I don't know. I really don't know because I haven't gone under that much myself. Right. I only did it once with this woman, and I have to admit, she was teaching this erotic hypnosis class at camp, and it was so impressive. She was making people have orgasms and
without touching them.
Yeah, without touching them, turning up the sensitivity in their arms and stuff, and saying, I'm touching you on your nipple when she's touching them on the arm, and all this kind of crazy stuff. So I ran up to her afterwards, and I was like, I want to try that with you, but is it okay if it's just? I'm a little worried about erectile dysfunction lately. So he's like, I just want that. I mean, I'm gay anyway, so I don't really want to do a whole erotic thing with a lady.
Right. But
so if I can get hard with you, Miss Lady, I'll be able to do anything.
Right. I was just like, can you just fix this whole erectile thing? I also asked her, I'm like,
what's going on there, by the way? Is it just age, you think?
Well, you know what?
Not enough Asians.
Well, that's the other thing. I asked her, I was like, could you also make me less attracted to Asian men? She's like, no, I really don't think I can do that.
You are so obsessed with Asian men. That is all that's happening on his Facebook. He's like, look at this guy. I'm like, oh my God, let me guess he's Asian.
It's terrible. I have started seeing a kink-aware professional about it.
When you get too deep into it.
Yeah. There are people should know, if you're into BDSM, there are therapists and psychologists who list themselves on the kink-aware professional
That's
site.
awesome.
So yeah, so they're not going to pathologize you for things like being obsessed with Asians. But anyway, she was like, no. She's like, I think that's pretty much, hardwired in you. But the erectile, this thing we can try. Now
what's been going on in that department?
Well, basically now I'm on Cialis.
Boy, this hypnotist really works.
Right, exactly. I mean, you would think that I would be like, okay, that first one didn't work, so maybe I shouldn't be studying this stuff.
You are taking another blue pill.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Is it the best, Cialis?
Cialis is like the first time I played with it, I was like, oh my gosh. It might just be a placebo sort of thing because I met this new guy, this gorgeous Korean fella who's, as usual, half my age. And
what are you gonna do? That's how they make them now.
It's true. They all pass away at around 30.
Having nothing to do with me. Anyway, moving on.
But no, we played the other night, and he was like, "Oh, I want to do a Britney Spears concert for you in my underwear before we play." And I was like,
he came up with that?
Yeah. So like a lip sync sort of routine, and I was like, "Oh my God, how am I going to keep it?" Normally I would be like, "Oh my gosh, I just want to get to say," I think men, or myself, I guess, are so concerned about performance. It's always, can I keep it up the whole time? When is orgasm going to come? And this on Cialis, I wasn't worried about all of that.
There's no pressure.
Like,
you're in the moment even more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I could see that. That's a lot of pressure because you are not to enjoy yourself to the fullest until everybody else had a good time.
Yeah. Until you feel like, right.
Yeah.
It is accomplished,
Yeah.
Which, you don't want to do that. You want to be able to have some real space to discover and play.
Yeah. That's what's funny about straight couples. It's like one is trying to orgasm as fast as possible. The other is trying to hold off as long as possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of rough.
And of course, once you develop a real rapport with someone, hopefully you have a lot of understanding and forgiveness and communication around all that
And
stuff.
other tricks up your sleeve or in your pants or, I don't know, in your mouth or whatever.
Well, what I have learned, the more I've studied erotic hypnosis, is that it really is something that you shouldn't be doing with someone that you just met on Grindr or whatever. It's something that you should be doing with someone that you have some real trust with, and
Yeah, because that seems very unsafe.
What the first thing you're supposed to do if you want to start to get into erotic hypnosis
is get one of those big clocks.
Get a big clock that you can swing
Call
around in
Flavor
front of. No, is to the first time just induce hypnosis, then take them to a very safe place. Have them start to imagine a super safe space that they can go to should anything go wrong, and then establish safe words like hammer down for their subconscious. Red means stop this entire thing entirely. Yellow means, hey, let's slow down, maybe communicate about what's going on. And green can mean more of this, you know?
Yeah.
It could be dangerous, though, if your subconscious is a freak and you're not. And then, you're going to court. I don't like this book.
You're right. Your subconscious is like, no, this is where it comes from. And like somebody touched me bad. My consciousness is just transferring it into something kinky.
Well,
And then you start arguing with yourself. That's the no-no place. No, it's the totally yes place.
It does happen. It does. It's what they call abreaction, when someone in hypnosis starts to end up in a place where clearly they're getting traumatized a little bit, and you can see it in their eye movement, and they might start twitching or stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's like, buddy, I regressed this for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who knows where the person's really at? Like, yeah, keep fucking me, Kevin. I'm a 6-year-old boy. And you're like, what? Who are you?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The hypnotist can also have safe words and be like, whoa, we're going to pull the plug here.
Green.
I'm not your uncle. I'm not your uncle. Wait, are you saying uncle or I'm your uncle? Red or green, buddy?
I tried to do this erotic hypnosis once. It didn't really work for me, but I quit smoking.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
You know what? This all comes from when I was a kid. I was in the 7th grade, either the 6th or the 7th grade, and I saw On a Clear Day You Can See Forever, which is a Barbra Streisand musical. And she gets hypnotized and then gets in touch with like past lives or whatever. I didn't care at all about Barbra Streisand or the plot of the thing, but it did show on a repeated basis actual hypnotic induction. So I learned how to do it, and I did it to this girl who was in my 7th grade class with. And when we brought her out,
You were both gay.
no. I was gay from day one. No, she had no feeling in her left leg and was kind of paralyzed in her left leg when we brought her out. And it was horrifying. She started freaking out. She tried to stand up and fell down, and we were like, should we call a hospital or something? Eventually it wore off after like 10 minutes. But yeah, considering that was my first experience.
What were you trying to get her to do?
I don't know. I was just trying to see if
a penis.
No,
Oh, my left leg is a penis. I gotta fall down.
I wanted to see if she could become Barbra Streisand, you know?
I did one of those.
That's the gayest thing you've ever said.
I did one of those hypnosis things where they bring you up on stage and they're like,
You did?
Yeah, and there's, and I'm like, I'm closing my eyes and okay, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it. And it, was a family event. It's not like I'm going to suck off the whole audience.
Yeah.
But they would be like, okay, now trust me and fall forward. So I fall forward because I know there's going to be a lawsuit if you don't catch me.
Yeah.
So I fall forward. They catch me, and then I could tell the guy like looks at the audience like, because he's like, he did it. So I'm doing everything that be a chicken. I'm a chicken then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this it? You just do it? And but then he ended up saying, okay, you don't seem to be hypnotizable. And had me have a seat.
Oh, had you have a seat?
And
okay.
Then I felt like, I guess I should feel good, but I felt bad. Like, but I'm doing everything you said.
Yeah.
I can't. It's not. You're not doing this for science. You're doing it to laugh at me.
Yeah.
I'm. What am I doing wrong? You said it, and I did it.
Yeah,
I'm
you didn't. You went along with it.
I think I was too eager. Like, I want you to fall again. Should I fall again?
That is one of the things for testing, that you tell someone, do this, and then like on the count of 3, do this, and you
Right.
count to 3, but you leave the 3 waiting.
I
and
see.
if they do it before the 3, then you're like, oh, they're just
Right.
bullshitting me. Yeah.
That's funny. The hypnotizer's like, you're bullshitting.
Get off the stage. But it's a lot like faith healing. I think that they rely a lot on just people being like, oh, I'm in front of a crowd. I don't want to disappoint everybody. I better be saved.
I also feel like faith healing, the people who just touch your forehead and you fall down, or
Yeah.
even the people who start speaking in tongues, I feel like that's us rejecting what adulthood is because it's too much fucking pressure. So when, hippies go out and just kind of tra-la-la and like are in a daze and they spin around like, we're just children, that's made fun of. But if you go to a church and you have that same response, it comes from the same place. I want out for a second. I just want to go somewhere.
That's I've been telling my therapist the real reason that I think the hypnosis thing stuck for me was because I quit drinking again in January. And I told my therapist, I need someplace to not be in goddamn reality. You know what I mean? Which is what alcohol and pot normally serve that function for me. Of,
You quit
let me
both?
check out. No, I'm back on the pot, but I'm trying to moderate it, and that ain't working.
But now we're going to find his addiction's going to be hypnosis. And he's going to do it more than Michael Jackson was put out.
There you go.
Like, Kevin, are you even here
Wait,
with us today?
was hypnosis?
No, but he was put to sleep. He wanted something different too.
Oh, wow,
And then he just
yeah.
got addicted to the pass out drug. To what?
What?
To his milk.
He got addicted to milk?
Who knows? He's doing a bit. I don't know. But he was, put under. What's anesthesia? He loved anesthesia to the point of death.
Damn.
And so we're nervous that we're going to see you with a pendulum in front of your face everywhere you go.
Yeah.
KeithAndTheGirl.com.